This your boy Zay here, and G Herbo took to his Instagram with a 4 minute video giving some game to the young artists out there. So basically, G Herbo was saying that his label that he's been with the whole time, he's been independent, Machine, who he signed to really young. Actually, I didn't know he signed as young as he did. I thought he signed like 18, but he signed at like 16. His parents had to sign over this label. He's been working with this label his whole career because he's always said he was independent. Even when he works with the other labels, he's working with them through his label Machine. So he's saying he's been working with this label Machine forever. That's his main label, and they're indie company. And they don't have many artists, but G Herbo is one of the biggest artists they do have, the biggest probably. He's stating that first, Machine kind of was handling his business from 18 till now. So not from the beginning, but from 18 to now. He also stated that they had him sign over all his publishing, but he wasn't worried about that because he ended up, going through some lawyers and stuff and getting that publishing back. And then he also entails that, they've been handling his business since he was 18, and maybe, it's been some trickery going on with his money. And then he also been hearing that, that the person who owns the label Machine may be running around saying for a few months that, G Herbo owed him some money. You know what I'm saying? So G Herbo said, I've always had a good relationship with them and everything. So, he called the meeting, asked them, can we meet up? They had a meeting. So some of G Herbo's people was there. The label heads was there. They just put it all on the table. He was asking different questions about the money and what's going on and all this other stuff. Because G Herbo states that the people at Machine always told him that if he wanted to go at any time, they would just, let him go. Just sign him out. Let him go. So they had a little back and forth discussion. He said it wasn't hostile. It was very understanding. But at the end of the meeting, he said, you know what? It's good. Go ahead, sign me out. Let me out the contract. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go through it through the lawyers about the money situation, all these other situations, feel me? It's no hard feelings or whatever, we'll let the lawyers deal with it in court and all that stuff. We still gonna be cool. We gonna let it go, right? So then he says, as him and his people are leaving out, he's like, you know what? I think something weird might happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them sign these 3 papers saying that they let me go or whatever. So he goes back in there, he says, hey, can you sign this for my benefit, for my recollections, for my proof that you let me go or whatever. He said, okay. They signed it over a Machine, they signed it, let it go. You know what I'm saying? From here, G Herbo's thinking, you know what, my lawyer's gonna take care of that, all the stuff. So he said earlier today, I guess, his lawyer was blowing him up. So he gets on the phone with the lawyer. The lawyer tells him, hey, the people over at Machine said they signed that release form under distress, saying that you forced them to sign it, you were being hostile, all this other stuff. And you talked to them about this and, maybe clear it up. So he said, yeah, because that's not what happened. He said he went and called, and he was blocked. He couldn't get a hold to the label head. So he called the lawyer back like, hey, man, maybe can you get a hold of them? Because they blocked me. I can't get a hold to nobody over there. So the lawyer's like, okay, I'm going to get back with y'all. So basically, what Herbo was saying is, if you're young, you sign to these labels, of course your parents don't know, and you don't really know the business part of it like that. You're young, you just want a little bit of money and everything. Kind of just be a little more vigilant, kind of be a little more in tune, do some little more research and everything to make sure, because he was like, yeah, they was cool. The first incident with the little sign-over pleasure for $15,000, that was a small incident. They fixed it, got it squared away, that was fine. But then he also said, don't never give away your business to a stranger, basically, even though, they do treat you cool. They act like they have your best interests involved, and they treat you respectfully and everything. He's like, you want to be hands on with all your business, and I respect that. That's why a lot of artists, they do come out and they be frustrated and they be yelling and screaming and talking about they got beat by labels. We see it with a lot of the big labels. We seen it with Meek Mills. We seen it with Kodak Black. We seen it with NBA YoungBoy. We seen it with the Migos. We see a lot of artists come out after a few years, after they get a little more business savvy and they start looking over the paperwork, they find discrepancies. And yeah, so just kind of do your research, read some books, do some internet googling. Shoot, watch a lot of Vlad interviews. A lot of Vlad interviews got some good information in it, especially about the labels and contracts and picking managers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe.